Hey fam, yeah, welcome to day 6 of the 30 days no more next diet challenge. Well done. If you have been following the challenge so far, you have been doing a great job. Well done. All right, so today I'm going to be sharing common mistakes that students make in the executive summary section. Now, first of all, you have to know that the executive summary is 20 marks, 20 marks, and you definitely have to do it very well to succeed. Like it's a requirement. You have to get it right. And many times students actually make silly mistakes that could have been avoided, and this actually affects their overall score. So today I'm going to be sharing those mistakes with you so that you will not make them in your own examination. All right, so the first thing now is they do not include the general section. So, what's the general section about? So, if you look at the image on the screen now, you can see that every diet, just take it upon yourself, take like 10 diets and just check. You see that every single diet, this part is always included in the marking guide. Yes. So, if you do not include it, you are shooting yourself in the leg. So you have to actually include it. So you can see that they actually broke it down. You can see that they actually mentioned all the things that they want. So that has to be included in your report. So even if you write a very beautiful executive summary and you do it very well, in fact, you use English that we have to check the dictionary to understand, and you don't include these things, you're going to lose marks. Because if examiners are saying every diet, this is part of our marking guide, then there's something that they actually want to see. You understand? So this is very important. Now, the second mistakes that students make is that they fail to manage 2 pages. Yes. Now you can see it here that I can in the ICAN pack they specifically said that 1 to a maximum of 2 pages. You understand? Maximum of 2 pages. So if instructions are part of exam. Now, for instance, now if the examiner says write ABC and you're writing words, that's an error. So instructions are part of exam. And these instructions have been given to you in your study pack. And that's why I tell students all the time, read your study pack so that you can have clarity on what to do. Now, many times students say, 2 pages was not enough, I had to extend. They said maximum, use 2 pages. So I've marked a lot of like reports over time, and I've seen that some students will exceed 2 pages. And when I like speak to them and say, "Oh, why did you do this?" They'll be like, "Oh, there was no space." There's a way you can actually write the executive summary that you manage, that you'll be able to manage like your space. Just so executive summary is a summary of your report. You don't need too much stories. Just go straight to the point and explain to us what you actually want to say, and those 2 pages will actually be enough if you do that. Now, the next mistake is what not including conclusions and recommendations. Now, if you check the images on the screen now, you see that every diet, the marking guide always includes conclusions and recommendations in the executive summary section. So, if you're not doing that, then you're going to lose marks, because even if you write like a full body of, even if you look at this image now, you can see now that they said it was conclusions and recommendations. So it's very, very important. It's very, very important. I've marked quite a number of scripts, and when I say I've marked, I'm not an official ICAN examination. I'm not part of the ICAN examination official body. No, I'm just like, when I say mark script, I'm like, students in my tutorial center, right? So, and I've marked quite a number of scripts, and I discovered that some people don't include conclusions and recommendations, so we just summarize and then stop there. No, you have to include it because it's always part of the marking guide. So don't forget that in your own. Now, another big problem and mistake that students make is that they do not even do executive summary at all. Now, I've seen a lot of students that will just focus on the body of a report, and of course, 4 hours. I used to tell people 4 hours is like 40 minutes. So you understand. So they spend so much time focusing on the executive summary section, and focusing on the body of a report alone, their body of their report alone, and they will not even touch the executive summary at all. And they'll be like, "Oh, time wasn't enough," and everything. There's a way you can put eggs in different baskets, like you spread it across. There's a way you can do it actually. Now, there's this video I linked up here right now, time management, and you can see it on the screen as well, time management. So I actually shared tips on how you can manage your time and still write your executive summary, write body of your report, do well. You understand? So you can check that video out just to learn. So you have to do it. There's a way you can do it. When you finish summarizing, when you finish calculating your appendix, go to the body of your report, interpret. When you finish interpreting, go to the executive summary and summarize there. Do you understand? Go to executive summary and summarize there because you have to touch your executive summary. Like I said, it's 20 marks. Yes, but the other parts are 80 marks. You have to do it because that's part of the structure. The examiners want to see your executive summary. I have had students over time that will say, well, couldn't finish requirement 2. I only did, if I didn't even touch requirement 2, I only did requirement 1 and the executive summary and I passed. And you hear students say, I did requirement 1, I did requirement 2, but I could not touch executive summary and had issues. Understand? So try as much as possible to do it. Do you understand? Another mistake that students make is that they put so many unnecessary information in the executive summary. Because I had to actually take it upon myself. I said, okay, why is it that students are always saying 2 pages aren't enough? Like they'll be like, after writing 7 pages in my body of reports, how do I manage 2 pages? Yes, and so I actually gave my students and I told them that, okay, just write executive summaries, let me see. And I saw that many of them actually included unnecessary information. What are the unnecessary information? Number one, figures. Now you see executive summaries and you'll be like, is this an executive summary or a body of reports? You see them, there's so many stories, so many executive summary, the names, that summary, don't forget. Think about it. Summary should be emphasized in this thing. It is a summary. You are summarizing. You're not telling us too much stories. It's just like when somebody says, "Oh, tell me about your day." And you're like, "Oh, today when I woke up, I took a shower. When I took a shower, I went out. I went here. I went left. I went here." All those stories you can tell us in the body report. But the person will say, "Please, I beg, summarize your day." Oh, today I just stayed at home. I didn't do much. Do you understand? Do you see the difference? The first one said, I went left, I went right, I went here, I went there in the house, I moved around, I watched TV. That's the first. That one is the body of report. You are explaining in detail. But the second one just said, I stayed home and didn't do much. Summary. So with this, just like a debate, I usually tell my students, think of it like a debate. They'll say, with these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you. All those primary school debates, right? So that's the way it is to executive summary. Summarize everything you have said. Okay, now in the body of a report, you could have said gross margin improved from 5% to 10% from year 1 to year 2. This is because of the cost of sales, blah, 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 blah. Now, all those things I've said now, what does it mean? The gross margin increased. And what happened to it? It was because of high cost of sales. So in the executive summary, just tell us what happened. There was an increase in gross margin due to what? Cost of sales. Finish. But in the body of a report, you can say stories. So that's one of the mistakes. So including unnecessary details. And you see them struggling with time, struggling with the number of pages that they should use. So don't be a victim of this. So just include the necessary things and then you're good to go. All right. So now, like I said, this 30 days challenge is just, I have the videos already. What I'm just doing is just to give you extra tip on what you should do and what you should not do so that you'll be on your way to success. So it's time for you to watch the actual video so that you can see what the executive summary is about, what you should do. This general section, like I mentioned, I actually explained it very well and I showed you a proper structure and I just explained it in detail actually. So you can check the video out and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Check the description for the link to register for the class.